I was on a hot girl walk yesterday before the rain came in, and I got attacked by a crow. Has this ever happened to anyone? To whoever saw me scream and run away, no, you didn't. I promise I won't run away from all of you today, though, because New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Hello, hello, welcome to New Day. I'm Kelly Hansen, and I am so excited to get right to my first guest. Tyler Malek is the co-founder and head ice cream innovator at Salt and Straw Ice Cream. His wildly inventive flavors have really changed the game for small batch ice creams, and now Tyler is sharing some of his favorite recipes in his new cookbook, America's Most Iconic Ice Creams. Tyler, welcome to New Day.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited.
I mean, having ice cream in the morning, like this
We're
is
gonna
a
make
great
some
day.
ice cream, and this is the perfect morning ice cream, honestly. Just like wake and feel refreshed, have a little caffeine.
I know, so what are we making then?
So this is one of my favorite recipes of all time. We're gonna make a matcha ice cream.
Matcha. Matcha is having there's a matcha movement happening.
And I've been making this for almost 15 years. It's a really special recipe to me. And it's so simple. So I'm gonna have you help me out here.
Yes.
We're gonna make ice cream from scratch, which is the easiest thing you can do. And
I would think it would be hard, but no. Okay.
I tell everyone, like, making ice cream at home is so simple.
What went in there first?
This is a little bit of milk.
Okay.
And then I've got sugar. And instead of eggs, we're using a little bit of xanthan gum, which is really easy to get.
Oh.
If you've ever cooked like vegan food, it's like really awesome egg replacer.
And that's kind of good for right now because eggs are so wildly expensive right now, so that actually might be a pro tip.
And the nice thing is we get the same effects as eggs, but we don't get like the flavor of eggs, which matcha and egg don't go quite as well together in this.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Should I start whisking
Go ahead and
now?
stir it together.
Okay.
And
this is heated up too, we should say, right?
Yeah, just a little.
Okay.
Honestly, all we're looking for is just to melt that sugar in. It's so simple. And so this is what ice cream making is. We're really just like kind of adding a little bit of sugar to milk. You want to sweeten it. You also want some of that kind of the antifreeze effect of the sugar, so it's nice and scoopable and it stays decadent even in ice cream.
And
but
why
really
is this one so
fancy.
important to you too? Like it has a fun name, right?
I love this ice cream. So if you come to Salt and Straw, you notice we don't do punny names very often. But this one is actually a really special recipe for me. It was gifted to me, this recipe, by Stephen Smith, who started Steve Smith Tea and is this just really famous tea maker. He started Stash Tea and Tazo Tea, considered probably one of the most like iconic flavor blenders in the world. And so when we first started, he gave me this recipe. It was actually a failed Frappuccino recipe when he was at Starbucks. And there
is such a thing.
And maybe it was too early for its time.
I know,
back in the 2000s.
He was too innovative.
Too innovative. And so the cool thing is the recipe is so simple. All we're doing is I'm going to add just a little bit more cream, cool it down.
Extra cream, okay.
And then we're gonna add matcha.
The matcha.
And I'll have you kind of whisk this in.
And this is what we're talking about. This was his recipe, right?
So this is ceremonial grade matcha, meaning it's dark, it's a little bit richer, it's got just a nice dustiness to it. And then juice some oranges in it. And this is the beautiful part of this recipe. And something really unexpected. The orange will actually just bring out a little bit of fruitiness.
That's interesting, an interesting combo.
And it actually makes it brighter in color too, which I'm in love with.
Oh.
So you can see as we're blending this.
Am I whisking this too? I mean, let me know.
Great.
Am I doing?
Honestly,
okay, just mixing it.
This is the cool part about ice cream because we're gonna like churn this into an ice cream machine, and that's gonna finish blending it. So this is perfect. If you stop there, you can taste it. Do you want to taste it?
Oh.
You can kind of like
see where we're at right now. Okay.
Simple, really strong matcha.
Gosh. I'm obsessed with matcha. This is so good.
Yeah.
That is different with the
Isn't
orange. I like
so
it.
Great. I know, this
really
is his
bright.
trick. And I've never seen it used before, and I'm in love with this combination. So we make this into ice cream, and we churn it in our machine.
Okay, and how long does it churn in the machine for?
It's been going for about 20 minutes. And you see by the time it comes out, it's so bright, all that matcha gets blended in.
Do I get to dive in and taste
please.
it now? Oh my gosh.
Have you made ice cream before at home?
No.
Now you can say you've done it.
I thought
it's
it
so
would be
easy,
so
right?
hard,
No,
but
no,
you're
no.
right. And I guess it would be easier with the ice cream maker. And you
Ice
have
cream
a
machines
tip
help.
for that too, right?
Yeah, so there's quite a few different ice cream machines you can get at home. You can get the hand crank ones, the pre-frozen bowl ones, or some of these. This is a Breville that works really
it's
great.
fancy.
It's a little fancier, but honestly, they all work great. And even those pre-frozen ones, you can get those like at Goodwill pretty easily. I used to, when I first started Salt and Straw, I got 5 of those for $5 each. And that's what we tested all of our recipes on. So it's really simple just to get into. And also just like fun to kind of have something at home to just constantly be playing with and testing out new recipes. So
This matcha ice cream is to die for. It is so good.
I love this
How
combo.
did you come up with like wanting to have this new cookbook too? Where did this idea come from?
Yeah, so this just came out actually a week ago, and I'm so excited about this book.
Congratulations.
You know, the idea is, you know, when you go to culinary school, you learn the basic recipes, you learn how to make your base sauces, and then that's how you become creative and Michelin star chef. And it's the same with ice cream and pastry in general, like blending these flavors together. We created the most iconic version of French vanilla ice cream for you. So you can make that. We created the most iconic version of chocolate ice cream, of cookie dough ice cream. And then once you learn those as kind of foundation recipes, you start riffing and become so creative in how you think about ice cream and flavor in general. So I had so much fun writing this and kind of bringing you on this almost travel tour guide of food in the United States.
And there's some recipes in there too, you were saying, that could go on your own ice cream at home too, so walk me through that.
Yeah, so if you're like too nervous to make ice cream at home.
Which now you've seen that you shouldn't be.
So
that was
I
easy.
promise. At the same time, there's like really incredible caramel recipes, like some candied recipes, like some candies, cakes, things like that. Everything we make is designed to go with ice cream and on ice cream, so it doesn't freeze too hard. It's going to stay really gooey, decadent, and that's the idea. Like all of these are just perfect to make ice cream with.
And how do you come up with some of your iconic flavors? Because that's really what you guys are known for. You guys are always switching it up. So where does this come from in your like brain?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I grew up here in Pacific Northwest. I'm in love with the food here. We're based in Portland, Oregon, and so just having so much fun with the flavors that are around us. When I first started, it became this tour of Portland, kind of learning about the different food artisans and chefs, and then, you know, coming to Seattle, and now that we've got a couple here in the city, it's been the same, kind of figuring out the coolest people in the city and how do we learn from them, you know, with brewers like Red Hook, you know, with chefs like Renee Erickson, like how do we partner with them and actually create some really, really unique flavors that no one's ever heard of.
And you brought some other ones today too, so what are some of your other favorite flavors that I should dive in and try?
Okay, I really want you to start here. This is a vanilla ice cream. Which I know we just talked about how unique ice cream, you know.
With caramel though, it looks like.
But this is a homemade butterscotch.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, vanilla ice cream, the whole thesis of this book is if you really learn the history and the science of some of these flavors, you will have so much more appreciation for why it's so good. And this is vanilla done at its very, very best. It's so good. A homemade butterscotch, but we're using 3 different types of vanilla to go into this ice cream. It's a custard base, so I just told you we're adding a little bit of egg yolks in there. Very expensive nowadays, but the egg
very
yolks
fancy.
hold the flavor of the vanilla to your taste buds so much longer, and it's so decadent. So I'm in love with this one.
I'm in love.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And your book tour is coming up too. I want to hear how people can find you, get a copy of the
come
book.
Visit. I'm teaching people all across the country how to make ice cream. So this is my mission in life. So come visit. I'll actually be here in Williams-Sonoma, here in Seattle tonight. So if you get a chance, come visit. I'm going to Book Larder tomorrow. And then on Friday, we're doing this really cool collaboration with General Porpoise. So we're making some very, very special donuts if you get a chance to come taste.
Whoa, okay, that's a tease. Thank you so much for being here. I really can't decide what's my favorite, but this butterscotch might have changed my life.
Don't tell anybody.
Tyler has a jam-packed book tour, like he just said, including 4 events this week in Seattle. You can check out the locations that you see right there on your screen. And now, not everyone wants to go back to high school, but Amy Hill just might. You know her as the voice of Mrs. Hasagawa in Lilo and Stitch, and now starring in the live-action version. Amy's being honored tonight at her alma mater, Franklin High. But up next, the 2024-2025 season at the Pacific Northwest Ballet is about to wrap up, but not before a few stunning final performances. PNB Artistic Director Peter Bowl is on the couch when New Day returns.
The New Day Northwest Kitchen is brought to you by Safeway.
Welcome back. My next guest is the creative force behind the beautiful Pacific Northwest Ballet that we're so lucky to have at Seattle Center's McCaw Hall. For their final offering of the 2024-2025 season, the PNB's artistic director, Peter Bull, has picked 3 performances to share. And here to tell us about Director's Choice and what's next for the PNB is Peter. Welcome back.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
So as the artistic director for PNB, what all are you responsible for?
Oh, wow, that's a lot. I mean,
You're
really,
like, how much time do we have?
all the artistic content, what we put on stage, the hiring of dancers, even sort of the coordination of orchestra rights and costume building, scenic elements. So it's quite a bit.
Yes.
But it's a pleasure. It comes together beautifully, and we love those performances, and we have some right around the corner.
You sure do. So next up is Director's Choice. Runs for 7 performances from May 30th through June 8th. So what can people expect to see here?
Yeah, we call this a mixed repertory program, which means we offer, in this case, 3 individual ballets. So it's kind of like a menu, and there's definitely something on that menu for everyone. The opening work is by Keon Ross, who's our Associate Artistic Director. We have a work by Rena Butler and a work by the great Twyla Tharp. Twyla's pretty well known for her work throughout Broadway, film. She's an author, she's a lecturer, she's a former dancer, and really an incredible, iconic U.S. choreographer. And she's used the music of Frank Sinatra, which is really fun. So looking forward to that.
Oh my gosh, what an amazing opportunity to have her work and everyone else is there. So tell us too about the upcoming 2025-2026 season.
Yeah, we're excited for the next one, and we like to make ballet completely accessible to everybody. So there's all these beautiful entry points, even for this rep. There's a moment to come in with a pay what you can night, there's a beer and ballet night, so it just really feels like everybody's invited and there's a place for everyone. And for next season, we have works again by Twyla Tharp, that was her In the Upper Room. George Balanchine's Jewels is a really iconic classic work. There we see emeralds from Jewels that Balanchine made in 1967. And we're excited about a work called Firebird that we haven't done in 21 years, choreographed by our founding artistic director, Kent Stoll, with fantastic sets that we're rebuilding specifically for this presentation. A little Cinderella in the mix. Yeah, with that grand
The choreography, the costumes, I mean, so much goes into that, right?
Yeah, I think that's the thing about PNB that people don't realize, is there's a massive school, there's all these incredible artisans building these costumes by hand, painting the sets, etc. So it's really quite an operation.
It really is, and so beautiful. And when people go, how would you describe the overall vibe when someone walks in to see the show, what they can expect?
Yeah, I like to think that people feel really welcomed. We're there to greet them. I think everybody sees themselves sort of in the audience, but also now on the stage, which I think is important. And the ballet really is for everyone. So I love when people come, and a lot of people are coming for the first time, which is great, exactly what we want.
Definitely. And you also want to talk about your PNB Offstage program. So what's this about?
Yeah, the Offstage program is some of the things I've been referring to, but like we have this massive summer course coming up where we have almost 300 students flying in from all over the country just to study at PNB. We audition them in 28 different cities around the country, and so it's an exciting time for us, a 5-week program. Yeah, and it's nice for us to touch base with the talent that exists across the country, and I think students from 4 different countries as well are coming to us.
And is this the talent that you're tapping into to maybe be, on stage at PNB later?
Yeah, it is. I think about 80% of our company came from this summer course, so it's a recruitment opportunity. They'll join our school, which is really quite massive and extensive, and then they may one day join the company as well.
And what advice do you have for a young dancer and performer?
I think we look for individuality among dancers. We look for their specific musicality. We look for their personal expression. Everybody brings something different to the stage and to the studio, and we want to make sure we help them understand that inner voice.
And looking back at your career, what are some of the highlights that you want to talk about?
Boy, I was a dancer with the New York City Ballet for many years. I loved that part of my career. I worked directly with Twyla Tharp on 2 ballets that she made there. But I've also loved this opportunity to sort of gift to these dancers and to these students that ballet experience. And I've loved directing the Pacific Northwest Ballet for the past 20 years now.
Are there any ballets that you're hoping to get or look forward to that you haven't yet?
Yes. There's a couple. There's a pretty good wish list. I have a bunch of favorites. One of the ones that's coming back next season is Little Mortal Jump by a choreographer named Alejandro Cerruto. I'm looking forward to doing that again. But I have some dreams. They all cost money and they take time, but I don't give up on them. I'm working on them. So.
Okay, well, we love to hear that you're working on it. Thank you so much for being here and talking about this season and then what's to come.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And next up, we love our pets, and we know you do too. So when New Day continues, we'll try out some products that help make taking care of our pets more convenient. So make sure to stay with us.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by HICC Pet.
Taking care of our fur babies is high on my list of priorities, and I know many of you feel the same. Whether it's grooming or wellness, we want what's best. HICC Pet, based in Bellevue, has pet products that are both convenient and healthy for dogs and cats. And HICC's Nick Smith joins me now. Hello there, my friend.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. I love talking about pets. Like we just said, we're both have cats,
yes,
right? We're little cat lovers. But tell me about HICC Pet. How are you guys different?
Yeah, so here at HICC, I love to say we put the pets first. Our products are natural, they're convenient. What we think about first is how do we help our pets, and then how do we help our pet owners? Because it's really difficult, and grooming sometimes can take lots of time, lots of effort, and we're here to make that process a lot easier for you.
That's amazing, and I feel like it's going to save a ton of money too, because grooming can also be very expensive. I know ingredients are really important to you, like you just mentioned, so tell me what goes into your products.
Absolutely. So in our grooming products, we start with natural fermented coconut oil. It's a very, very great substance because not only does it help to clean, but also helps to deodorize. And so when your pets love to be in your house, in your home, in your bed, you want to make sure that they smell good and they're comfortable as well. Yes. So we start with that, and then a lot of natural ingredients, really dependent upon where we're going to affect which part of the animal we're going to be cleaning.
Gosh, that's amazing. And I know you want your pets to smell good, but you also want to make sure they're nice and healthy too, and using those natural ingredients is so important. So you brought some of your most popular products, which I'm really excited to dive into because, like I said, I have a cat, Frank, shout out to you. We're starting with pet dental wipes. What are these? So
pet dental finger wipes are actually our #1 product.
Oh.
It's a very easy to utilize finger sleeve. Okay, and just like anything, we already know that putting a toothbrush into your pet's mouth can be often really difficult.
Messy.
Dogs, messy, exactly. So the whole thought behind this is you can easily put your finger in your pet's mouth. So for my cat Simba, especially, he allows me to rub our dental finger wipes on his teeth. You can utilize these every single day if you want to, just like we would ourselves, and they help to remove plaque safely and effectively.
Oh my gosh, this is so easy that it just slides on your finger here, and then you can easily just go in on your pet. I would use this every day. This is easy. Just
super
watch
easy.
TV and
get it done.
Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, I like it. Moving right along, the ear and eye wipes. So same kind of thing, I imagine, different part. What are we doing here?
Absolutely. So for our eye wipes, again, fermented coconut oil is the base. But for our pets who have eye discharge or discoloring around the eyes,
you see
this
that
product,
a lot.
essentially, it's got dead sea salt in it. Again, not for consumption, but really just for the topical use. But it really helps to effectively remove those tear stainings with concomitant use. So if you use this every single day, it'll keep your white dogs white. It'll help to remove any of that yellowy mucus, and helps to keep your pet really nice and lovely.
And the ears you were saying too, so if you're noticing that they're kind of like itching at your ears, something like this product would be good?
Absolutely. So the pet ear relief finger wipes, I would say this is probably one of the most effective and funnest things you can use, because typically cleaning your ears is pretty dirty and gross. You've got yourself a big lab and they've got big floppy ears. These actually just allow you to safely enter into the ear canal. Remove any dirt. There's a smooth side as well as a rough side, so if it's a little more vicious, you can remove any of that material. And then, because it's gross, we make it, and the innovation comes where you can just slip this off your finger, throw it right in the trash.
Amazing. Moving right along, grooming gloves. I'm very excited about this. What's this?
So these are our deodorized pet gloves. Now, we're the first company to put a waterless bath in a glove format. So you have to think about in between grooming, after they've come back and they're all luscious and they feel great. Well, what happens 2 weeks later, especially here in the Northwest, you want to take your dog hiking. My cat Simba, who is a great caregiver of himself, he needs to get some of that extra help too. And so you can put one of these gloves on and you can rub the pet's entire body from the tip of the nose to the tip of their tail. It's got enough moisture in there that it will remove any extra dirt, fermented coconut oil, it's got lanolin,
I know, it smells
it'll
good.
have a colloidal oatmeal. So once your pet is done being groomed, it's also going to help to nourish the fur, and so it's going to have that nice, luxurious, soft feel afterwards.
This is so amazing to have during grooming, because even grooming a cat is expensive, and I know all my friends with dogs complain about that. This is great in between uses. Okay, and it smells good.
It smells wonderful.
And last, we have skin spray. Why do pets need this?
So this is probably one of the most underutilized products that we have. Hypochlorous acid, if you take your dog out hiking and they get a scratch, or if they've got hot spots, or if they've got acne, if your cat gets into a little scuffle and it has little scratches on them, we need to be able to keep the area clean. And this hypochlorous acid spray, you can utilize it as much as you want. It'll help to keep the wound moist and help to hopefully remedy the scratch or the hot spots faster.
Amazing. Tell me about Pet Palooza happening too in Auburn.
So Pet Palooza, it's a really fun, pet-friendly, family-friendly event that's happening this Saturday. There'll be a lot of dogs there. There's a 5K race, and there'll be a number of different vendors here. We are going to be there giving away free products so that you can try them at home before you purchase them and have an experience.
And really fast, where can people find these products?
So you can find us through Chewy.com, Walmart.com, Petco.com, or through our website at www.hiccpet.com.
This was so much fun. You have made my life so much easier as a pet owner.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much as well.
And remember, you can find all of these products, like Nick just said, at Chewy, Petco, Walmart, or at HICC Pet's website. And the new live action Lilo and Stitch hits theaters next week. And one of the stars is actually going to join me on the couch after the break, so make sure you stick around. And they're going to take a little...
It's a new day.
Welcome back. You know we're a bunch of foodies around here, so when we get emails about new foods, well, we want to try them stat. It's time now for another round of From the Inbox. There we go. And producer Joseph is with me, and he has my lunch and dessert covered today, which is going to be so yummy.
Yum.
Where are we starting
All right,
today?
so May is National Egg Month, which I did not know.
I did not know that
And
either.
since egg prices, as we all know, are high right now, Next Level Burger has vegan egg options, you know, to cut out the real egg price nonsense. So if you see this is a real egg, which I cannot believe, or a vegan egg, a yo egg is what it's called. But it looks like a real egg.
It does.
Isn't that wild? I've never seen that before.
It almost looks fake because it's so perfect with the yolk there.
So you're going to try the Sunrise Sub first.
Okay, what's in here
So
while I'm diving
It's got
in?
Just Egg, which is an egg substitute, and tempeh bacon. It looks yummy, very fresh.
Oh my gosh. Avocado,
tomato, onion.
cheese. Wow.
Is that good?
So good. This is really good. And I think there's like a little cream cheese like schmear
Moment happening.
on that too.
Yeah,
I
and then
like that a lot.
This is the Sunrise Burger, so shall I give it a...
Yes. Okay, and yours has a house seasoned Beyond patty
it's so-
with the fried over easy vegan yo egg, like you said, organic lettuce, tomato, choice of cheese, and
Mustardy.
sauce on a butter tasted pretzel bun. You got a pretzel bun. What do you think?
Yum.
Can you taste that it's like not a true egg?
It tastes a little bit different, but the texture is sort of there of like a runny egg, which I love.
I do too.
So
Oh
that's
my
good.
gosh.
And I love a Beyond Burger too.
I know. I
And
love
I
like
love it all.
vegan, vegetarian, plant-based options.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with tofu.
Interesting
and
though. I
all the
love trying new
things.
things like this.
I do too.
Personally.
In Ballard, I've gone and visited that location and liked
Yeah.
it. Now we're moving to dessert, my friend. What do
Okay,
we have over
yes,
here?
So Chuck E. Cheese, I think we all know what that is.
Yes.
They partnered with Dippin' Dots. Starting today, they've launched Chuck E.'s Cookie Crunch, which we have right here.
Oh, I assume we're seeing some Oreos in here.
Yeah, I have not tried a Dippin' Dot in a hot minute.
Me neither. My brothers loved these. It reminds me of like going to a Mariners game.
Oh, crunchy.
Oh, It's always weird to me, Dippin' Dots. Like, people are either so obsessed, but for me, like, the texture is always just so, I just want normal ice cream.
Oh, I think that's fun.
You like, I mean, the flavor is good, but yeah.
It's a different texture. It's like
is it not, it doesn't make it messy for kids? Is that
yeah,
kind
it's like
of
an ice cream surprise. I don't know. It's just fun. It's different, you know?
It's self-contained.
But if you go to the Chuck E. Cheese website, you can get a coupon for a free small cup. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
You
I
went to
will
Chuck E.
say the
Cheese growing up,
flavors.
yeah?
You know, yes. Again, my brothers were obsessed with Chuck E. Cheese. I loved the pizza. If
Yeah.
I'm going to get anything there, the pizza slapped.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I went in Spokane for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, very fun
Chuck E.
childhood
Cheese,
memory.
go
Yeah.
find yourself a small cup and get a
thanks, Chuck E.
sub or a sandwich there. Thank
Yum.
you so much.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yes.
And now I am ready for my next guest.
Yeah.
Well, Lilo and Stitch fans are waiting impatiently for the May 23rd release of Disney's Lilo and Stitch, the live-action movie. Franklin High School graduate Amy Hill voiced the beloved fruit stand owner, Mrs. Hasegawa, in the animated film and will play a new character called Tutu in the live action. She is back home to be inducted into Franklin High's Hall of Fame tonight and has taken a few moments to be with us today, which we're so excited about.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, I'm so excited to be here.
We're so happy to have you. And like I just said, you're known as that beloved character in the original Lilo and Stitch movie. So how did that role come about?
Well, I think at that moment in my life, I believe I was just offered the part. It's really a small part. And I'm sort of familiar with animation, and I'd done King of the Hill and a bunch of other different things. So they asked me to do Mrs. Hasegawa, and I was easily happy to do it. I didn't realize at the time, because I'd done a lot of animation that had done very well, and you know, I had a daughter who was, I think, maybe 1 or 2. So we'd watched a lot of Disney animation already, so we knew Disney was a good company.
Good gig.
A good gig. So, you know, after you do the voiceover, it's about a year later that the animation actually is, because it's after you do the voice.
Right.
They put the animation to the voice.
So did you know it was going to blow up the way that it did?
Well,
no?
I didn't know. I knew it was going to do well because every Disney film does well, but, you know, we also loved it. I mean, we've had a lot of Stitch products.
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
My daughter's, one of her favorite dolls was Stitch.
Same.
Yeah.
And now it's time for live action. So tell me about your new character, Tutu, in the new movie.
Well, Tutu is a new character, which gives a little bit more depth to the Hawaiian experience because she is, I think, the grandmotherly. Tutu is actually a term for grandma. Oh. So she is, and you would say that to a lot of older ladies, Tutu.
Okay.
So it's sort of a very sweet, endearing term for an older lady. But you know, in Hawaii, everybody is sort of raising everybody. It's like a village is raising, you know, in the old days, that's how we did it. It's still that way in Hawaii. Ohana is giant. Kids are raised by a village. So she is sort of the family of Nani and Lilo because they lost their parents. So she lives nearby and she sort of takes care of them, watches over them. She's not actual family, but...
oh, and what's the new movie about?
Well, it's basically the same as the original animation, but it's just expanded more. Ooh. So it includes me and more Hawaiian stuff. So it's just so sweet and crazy and fantastical. I mean, literally, while we were shooting, I lost track of what was going on because it was kind of crazy. So I had to go back and watch the animation. I went, oh, we're on track. It's crazy. It's just crazy. But it holds together because of the love that comes between this alien and this little girl. And that is the core of the story. It really is those two. And the little girl, Maya, who plays Lilo, she is a wonder. She's a genius child.
Oh my gosh.
And she's never acted before.
What?
No, never
That's
acted
incredible.
before. They found her.
Those are the best stories, though.
Yeah, and she does hula. She's in a hula halau. She also surfs.
Everything. What lessons have you learned, too, through the years? Because you've been so successful in this industry.
Well, I think, this is something that I've always, even when I graduated from high school, I remember standing in the cafeteria with my friends and I said, I'm going to say yes to everything.
Ooh.
Because I wanted to experience life. And then later, I was in San Francisco doing improvisational sketch comedy. And that is the key to everything, is like, unless you say yes, you never experience the adventure that's ahead of you. You need to say yes and move forward. And that's basically what I've done. So I've had a lot of challenges. I've had some failures, I think, along the way. But generally, I think being open to what's around the corner has always given me something exciting and fun.
Absolutely. And you're being honored tonight
Yes,
at
I
your
am.
high school, Franklin High School,
Yeah.
like we just said, in Seattle. So what's that feeling like coming back to high school and seeing all the success that you have?
Well, I'm really happy. I haven't been back to Franklin since 1971 when I
Really?
graduated.
Okay.
You weren't even born yet. You weren't even, nobody even thought. You weren't even a twinkle in somebody's eye. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be talking to the drama class later today.
Fun.
Because their show is opening tomorrow, their spring musical. They're doing Hadestown. I know, it's crazy. So drama, Franklin High School changed my life. I mean, it really gave me the impetus to follow my passion, to follow my dreams. And so I'm forever indebted to them, to that high school. And I think that is one of the things that I am so proud of, to be able to go back and say, your investment in me paid off.
It sure did. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being here today. And
Thank you.
congratulations on all the continued success.
Thank
we
you
can't
so
wait to
much.
watch it. Remember, Lilo and Stitch live action opens in theaters on Friday, May 23rd. And up next, we have an honest conversation about the growing mental health crisis among young people, why it's happening, and how to get appropriate support after the break. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, a time dedicated to raising awareness, breaking stigma, and promoting access to mental health resources. This morning, we want to focus on the growing mental health crisis among young people. And to help us break down this complex issue and explore ways to support young people and their families is Dr. Jolt Laurent, a behavior health specialist with Optum Washington. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
What an important topic, especially kicking off this month. So, recent data from the CDC highlights a troubling rise in depression, anxiety, and suicide among young people. So, how big of a problem is this?
Well, great question. Unfortunately, there is a mental health crisis for children and adolescents in this country. More than one in 5 or 1 in 4 kids have diagnosable mental health illnesses, and unfortunately, the help is not very available.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm happy that we're talking about it then today to spread awareness. So why is it important for young people to unplug, get away from their screens, social media?
Really important. If you think about the fact that we work from home and we are in front of the computer all the time, and we get overwhelmed, and then when we turn the TV on and then the news coming towards us, we get overwhelmed. We adults have supposedly better coping skills, but kids, this is huge. They can have the whole world in their little cell phone, smartphone, on their laptop, and it is overwhelming for you and me. It is very overwhelming for them, and they need time to unplug, step away, have a little quiet time, a little chill time, and not be always on their phone.
Definitely, especially like going to bed or anything like that, and
Yes.
not when you first wake up to have that be the first thing that you look at.
Yes.
Many young people still struggle to talk openly about mental health and substance use. What strategies or tools do you recommend?
Well, we need to break down the stigma that we have about mental health diagnosis. Mental health and physical health should be equal to each other, and we should give the opportunity for children to express their emotions and feelings and talk freely and honestly about it. What are the good opportunities for this? Have a dinner together, sit around the table, eat together, ask each other, what was the best part of your day? What did you do?
Yeah, and parents often wonder when a child's emotional struggles cross the line like what's normal and normal stress to something more serious. So is there a time or something parents and friends and beyond should look for when professional help is needed?
Yes, I'm glad you asked this question because this comes up all the time. My kid is hyper, is it ADHD or not? My kid is anxious, is it anxiety or not? So the decision points what we have to think about is that are the symptoms causing functional impairment? And the functional impairment that happens at school, socially, at home, if there are functional impairments, then it reaches the point when it becomes a diagnosis.
Okay. And where is a good place to start? Because this feels overwhelming, I'm sure, for some people.
Yes. Well, the core point should be the family. And after family, pediatricians are dealing with mental health issues every day, all the time. Family practitioners and your teachers, your counselors, your friends. You just need to start somewhere, and then eventually we'll need to build up services that provide help and support to the child and the family.
And I want to talk about that with schools. You mentioned this too, but how can they help?
Yes. The schools have special educational services, counselors, and if the parent asks the school to please evaluate my child, I'm concerned about it, then the school will respond with an evaluation, and if it meets the criteria, then they can provide so-called 504 plan and IEP, which is an individualized educational plan. And frequently the family works with us together, and we write them letters to support their requests and their questions.
Is there anything else before you leave us today that you think is so important for viewers to know about this topic?
Yes. Think about this month, about a friend, a family member, a child, your neighbor, and start some conversations about mental health. Be open, be honest, and remember that mental health is just as important as physical health.
I love that tagline. It's so important. Thank you so much for being here, Doctor. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me. Thanks very much.
And to learn more about Optum Care Washington or find a provider near you, just visit the website that you see right there on your screen. And when we come back, I'm sharing the couch with Olympic gold medalists and world champions. No big deal. Stars on Ice skaters Madison, Chock, and Evan Bates join me after this.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Optum Care Washington. This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by AARP.
It's a new day.
The brain is a fascinating thing, and scientists are working hard to unlock the mysteries of the aging brain. AARP and BECU are holding a free event on June 5th to explore the science of brain health. Experts from the Allen Institute, the University of Washington's Memory and Brain Wellness Center, and AARP will help you unlock the mysteries of the aging brain. They'll dive into the latest scientific discoveries, revealing how the intricacies of neuroscience can lead to new understandings, treatments, and programs to help brain health. You'll also learn about some practical steps you can take to safeguard and enhance your own cognitive health. This free online event will be held on June 5th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and will also offer you a chance to ask your own questions. The event is free, but pre-registration is required. You can find the registration link at the website you see right there on your screen. And now it's pretty cool to say that I'm sitting on the couch with Olympic champions. Madison, Chock, and Evan Bates won the team gold in Beijing and are 3-time reigning world champions. They also found a moment to marry each other too last year in Hawaii. And while they've turned their attention toward the Milan Olympics next year, they are rocking out on the Stars on Ice tour, and they both join me now in studio. Wow, so cool to have you guys here. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. So, Evan, I want to start with you. Let's talk about the Stars on Ice. What can audiences expect?
Well, they can expect a super fun show that's going to showcase some of the best figure skaters in the world. Actually, Team USA recently had the most successful world championships in history at home in Boston at the end of March. We have 3 current and reigning world champions who are on the tour, and we are kicking off the U.S. leg of Stars on Ice tomorrow at Climate Pledge Arena.
Oh, amazing. And Madison, it must be nice to perform where fans are there and not just judges as the primary audience, right?
It is such a treat for us to perform in Stars on Ice. We love performing for a live audience, especially when they're right on the ice. It's so special to interact with the crowd and numbers that we aren't judged on.
Amen. And I read that you both don't ever expect to win. So tell me how that mindset works for both of you guys, because clearly it does.
Well, I think expectations going into a competition can be a tricky thing. So we like to go in with the intention of winning, and we set ourselves up well in training. But if you're expecting something, it usually isn't the right mindset to approach the competition.
Okay, more manifesting then.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've skated together since 2011, but only started dating how many years after that?
It took about 5 years before we took that step. I think we wanted to lay the foundation, and we were always friends first, but it took a little while before we took that final step, and now we've been together 10 years and just married last summer, so we're in it for the long haul at this point.
Absolutely. And so were you ever nervous, like making that step into a couple and how that would impact, being pairs on the ice?
I think, yes, certainly it's a risk to take your professional relationship into a personal one. But at that point, we were established as a partnership and we were good friends. And so we thought it was worth the try.
Well, clearly it was. Congratulations. You guys said that this season might be your last. Is this true? Is this actually happening? We're gonna hang it up?
I mean, I think so. Anything can happen, though. So we're open to everything. We're open to possibilities outside of skating. We'd love to stay within the sport as well and contribute in another way. But yeah, we're looking to make this a very memorable season.
Oh, well, exciting. And like I just mentioned, you guys were just married last year in Hawaii. So do you guys have any other goals outside of skating that you're working toward? Look at you guys, stunning. Oh my gosh. So any other goals that you guys are working towards outside of skating?
Well, I recently started my design company, Madison Chock Designs, and I've been designing costumes for my fellow competitors. I design our costumes, the ones that you saw on the screen there. So yeah, it's been really exciting and really fun. I love costume design, I love fashion, so I think that's the next avenue for me.
Amazing. And obviously being together, which we love. And I wanted to kind of switch gears a little bit to the recent tragic news of the plane crash that took the lives of so many young skaters. Have you guys seen the skating community really come together and band together during this time?
We absolutely have. We were part of the Legacy on Ice show in February that was honoring those plane crash victims. And the turnout and the response, not just from the skating community, but the community at large, was really incredible. There's a fund set up, a family support fund with U.S. Figure Skating, where people can still donate, and those proceeds goes to those affected. And the skating community is incredibly tight-knit. We support one another, and we're all really close. And when something like that happens, it's just so devastating, and it's not something that we'll ever, fully heal from, but we carry them in our hearts. We move forward and we always skate in their honor.
Absolutely. And when did you both start skating too? Have you guys been skating since you could walk?
Pretty much. I started skating when I was 5 years old.
And 4 for me, so it's been a long time.
Oh my gosh. And I imagine that you guys are each other's favorite partners you've ever had, right? I mean, you have
100%.
Right?
Come on. Yeah, Madison Chock
we married each other.
Okay, well now I want to end on a lightning round if you guys are okay with this. So some quick fun questions for you guys. Who's the better cook? Is
Maddie,
it tied?
I don't know.
No,
we share them.
This isn't a lightning round if we're taking We each have our own strengths, right? She has her recipe she likes, and I usually cook breakfast every morning.
Yes.
Ooh, okay, tied. Guilty pleasure snack?
Chocolate.
Popcorn.
Ooh, when not skating, your favorite downtime activity?
Hanging out with our toy poodles.
Yeah. Poodle time.
And reading. I love reading.
Oh my gosh, cute. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
No.
No. I mean,
it's okay. It's okay.
She is Hawaiian.
I love it.
I love
You're
pineapple.
Hawaiian.
Yeah, my dad is from Hawaii, so I mean, it's in my blood to just love pineapple. I will tolerate it on a pizza, but it is not my preferred choice.
Okay, it doesn't belong. Okay, hey, you guys are agreeing on that. That's
agreeable.
good. Who's the messiest?
Sorry, babe. I'm sorry. No, you just have more stuff.
I have more
You just
stuff.
have more
Okay,
stuff.
that's fine. Who falls more gracefully on ice?
Maddie never falls. So.
No, that's not true.
Ooh, that's so nice. Okay.
It's because he's always catching me.
There you go.
That's good.
Who made the first move?
That would be me.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I got you.
Yes. If you weren't skaters, what would you be doing? I know you kind of answer this, Madison. So, Evan, do you have anything?
Yeah.
She'd be a fashion designer. I would try my hand at golf.
Golfer. Yeah, for
I'd
sure.
be a golfer.
Evan's a really good golfer.
We love it. Okay, and who has to have the last word? That's my last one.
Probably me, unfortunately.
I think it's me. No,
Maybe it's me. No, thank you so much, you guys, for being here. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you
you.
can see Madison and Evan skate along with all the other champion skaters at the 2025 Stars on Ice Tour. The performance is tomorrow night, Thursday, May 15th at Climate Pledge Arena. And thank you to you all for watching today, and enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.
Some segments of New Day Northwest are paid for by these fine sponsors: